What's going on, guys? Greek Freak here, and in this video we're talking about Deandre Jordan, and more importantly, his move that will most likely be to the Dallas Mavericks. Now, there's two ways that this is going to happen, and the main reason why this is a very likely thing to happen, which is the fact that the Clippers stated that they will probably, if they do receive Deandre Jordan to opt into his contract, they will then trade him no matter what. So either he'll leave in free agency or he can go by trade. And to me, Dallas is sort of the best fit for him. If you think about it, they do have $13 million in cap space to sign a Deandre Jordan caliber player. I think the fact that this not only is that, but it's going to be one of the best teams in the league as far as a coming up team in the Western Conference. But before I get more into that, I just want to tell you guys, since it is the off season and I will be uploading videos rapidly as far as breaking news and things like that, to make sure that you guys subscribe and hit the bell button to be notified of all videos. With the Los Angeles Clippers trying to rebuild, they're obviously trying to get rid of major salaries, anything that would be in too much of a, not looking at as a franchise player. Now, of course, we all know about the big incident with Deandre Jordan as he was going to sign with the Dallas Mavericks about 3 years ago, but his teams kept him hostage inside of his house and made sure that he didn't even leave, so that way he would stay with the Los Angeles Clippers. And of course, now he's the only one left. And with them trading away Austin Rivers, I think they did that. I was going to make a video on that, but I'm just going to go over it very shortly here, which is they traded Austin Rivers for Marcin Gortat to get rid of what I feel like is going to be locker room problems, things like that, as I just don't think he's been known as getting along with teammates. And they just want to start new and just get rid of something as far as equal value, things that they would need. And I thought it was a good move for Washington as well to try to get a backup point guard in. Now, the reason for Dallas Mavericks being a good spot is not only just the cap space, which I mentioned before, but it's also a great trade as far as for the Clippers as well, because they can get rid of him with low in contracts that are not long, so they can clear up space to try to sign free agents in the next upcoming year and years to come. Well, as we all know, as far as Deandre Jordan almost signed with the Mavericks 3 years ago, and the reason why this was a big concern was the fact that that is his home state in Texas. And with him going there, I think the fact that it makes plenty of sense, being home, around family. The roster, I think, is going to be good with young talent, with a few mixed in veterans. And I think the fact he would make a great addition to that team. And I will break down that team right now. As we all know, they had made some major draft moves as far as trading for the number 3 spot to get Luka Doncic, which I mentioned before in my other video that he was going to probably go 3rd as far as the needs to the other teams. So I think the fact he's going to be a great player, they're probably going to put him at a shooting guard position since their lack of shooting guards, and the fact that they are drafted last year, Dennis Smith Jr. at point guard, I still don't think they're going to give up on him. I think he's got a lot of potential, and I think that this lineup is going to be very great. With those two as your backcourt, and you're definitely going to see them trying to work that out in the summer league, I think the fact that they'll have to see how that works out, and maybe they'll switch it up where Doncic will be the ball handler as well, and see how that works out as well. And of course, at the 3rd position with the small forward, we're talking about Harrison Barnes, who was a part of that great Golden State team until, of course, they decided to get Kevin Durant. And he's a very just great solid player. I believe he scored 18 points per game, shooting around 45%, and he's around a 67% three-point shooter. So he's very consistent, opens up the floor for the team, and I just think the fact that that will be just great. And more importantly, of course, the addition that will be with Deandre Jordan, which is just a great rebounder, good defensive presence, and just good as far as lobs, easy plays, fast break opportunities, as we all know he's great for. Now, of course, there's Dirk Nowitzki, but of course, as he's going to be ending his career, it's not going to be for the future. As I just think the fact that this is a great thing as far as he's going to be playing with probably his best team since his championship year. Not as good as the championship year, but of course his best team since has been very rough for his team, as they've not even made the playoffs in quite some time now. And he was very disappointed in the hearing of tanking. Now, of course, this also motivates them to make the playoffs because they have traded their first pick, as long as it's top 5 protected. So either the only way that they would get it is if they very much tanked or got lucky in the lottery and won it, or we're talking about the fact that they do good enough to make the playoffs, or as best as they can, because their draft pick isn't going to be theirs. I think the fact that Dallas probably will not make the playoffs, but I think they'll be a very close 9th or 10th seed as far as trying to make it into the Western Conference, as I just think that Denver's improved. Minnesota, I'm going to make a video on that. And I just think the fact that it's going to be very tough and competitive depending on it. Maybe the Thunder can fall out a little bit, but depending on what Paul George does. But guys, tell me what your guys' thoughts are. And I created a new format for this video. I'm not sure how it's going to end up looking, but tell me what you guys' thoughts are. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe to become part of the great army today. And as always, this is Sparta. We'll be right back.